Hi everyone, this is Miss McLeod and I am just going to show you real quick how the online tools for the SOL work. So if you want to practice this yourself, you just need to open up a page, go to Google and Google TestNav 8, and then you can pick this first option right there. Now you want to go down here where it says SOL practice items, then go to math, and then choose math tools practice, so this first one. I will say though that if you scroll down to geometry, this has some great practice questions that you can do. But for right now, we're going to focus on the math tools practice. So then you just click start test now. It's not actually a test, but it's just so you can try the tools. And then you need to agree to the terms and conditions and continue. Alright, so this first section is a great time to show you the ruler. So up here are going to be those main tools that you'll want to use. So your pointer tool to select things, an answer eliminator, so if you click on that you can X out answers that you believe are wrong. You have two rulers, you've got inches and centimeters. I'd probably suggest using centimeters because it's a little more precise. And then you've got the protractor for all those angles that we talked about during constructions. So here you can see the centimeter ruler, so if you just click it, it pops up, and if I bring my pointer over it, I click it and I can drag it around my screen. And then if I want to measure how long this crayon is, if I line it up and then use these gray little circles, it turns my ruler, so I can line it up with this line. And if I line it up nice and straight, it looks like it's about 8.5 centimeters. So this isn't actually a question for you to answer. As you can see, there's no answers, but it's just for you to practice how to use this ruler. Alright, let's look at another one. So up here you can click the arrows to go between questions. This is your review button, so you can mark questions for review when you hit this bookmark button. So if I bookmark this question, then you see I've got a little bookmark on it for me to come back to. Alright, so moving on, you can practice measuring these polygons if you would like, but I'm going to keep clicking through until we get to this third question with the angles. So if you need to measure an angle, that's when you're going to use this protractor tool. So you click that protractor button, and we want to put this little plus sign right there at that point. So we want to line it up at the point and then make sure this line with the 0 follows that line of our angle. So now that I have it lined up correctly, if I follow the other line of my angle, I can see that it goes right through this line between the 40 and the 50. So this is a 45-degree angle. So if I needed to copy this angle, say there's another line, then I would just line up my protractor and draw a line that made a 45-degree angle. And this time you can see all these tools on the right actually disappeared because this question is asking for the answer to be chosen with the graph here. So my pointer tool is automatically selected, and wherever I click makes a point, and then when I click again makes the second point. And if I realize that answer is wrong, I just click a point and move it around until it's in the spot that I need. Alright, so there are a bunch of different questions here that you can look at using the tools on TestNav. Like I said though, they're not actually questions, I guess. They're just the images of what you will see on questions, so you can practice with the tools. If you click all the way through this to the end, you'll see what the end of the screen looks like on the SOL. And when you get to the end here, this is super important. You want to make sure that you see this green check and that it says all questions answered, because no matter what, you should always answer every question on the SOL. And when you go to submit this in the SOL, a teacher cannot remind you to answer the questions you didn't do. So you need to do that on your own. So please make sure you check all of them. Submit here, you will go through this with a teacher during the SOL. And then if we click back to sign in, it should take us back to this practice items. So if you do want to click through to get to some actual test questions, Now that you've seen how the tools work, you can do some actual questions with the tools. So it's got 29 questions here, and it's going to practice a bit of everything. So you might see questions like this that are drag and drop. So you're going to select different options and drag them where you think they fit. You could see questions like this where you need to identify regions of the Venn diagram. So you would click on the parts that you want to identify. So make sure that they are stars. So if I click it once, it becomes a star. If I click it again, it goes away. And then you'll just see some normal old multiple choice questions where you just pick one. And then here is an example of that coordinate question that I was talking about, where you would plot a point that's going to make a line that is parallel for this question. The only type of question we haven't seen in this video is a fill in the blank, so something that you would have to type. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this helps you understand the tools a little bit better. Have an awesome day.